Oh
Hello,
no.
everyone. Welcome back to the final day of the Julius Baer Challenges Chess 2, the Hou Yifan challenge. I'm sorry, Katie, I kind of cut you off. Please.
No, I was a bit confused if we were live or not. So we are live, and that's good. Hello, everyone.
It's a good idea to assume that we are always live because, for example, in this recent online Olympiad where the Indian team played, there was Saga, and there was Vidit, there was Adivan, and there was me, and there was someone or other constantly recording content. So anything you say can go live and can be used against you the whole time. So it was literally like being on a reality show.
Yeah, you feel that you're watched all the time.
Exactly. And I think it's a good idea to imagine that you're always live, and it's probably not too different anymore.
Yeah, and behave.
Yes, and behave. I mean, whether on cameras or off cameras, I think we do the same things in any case. We discuss chess, we discuss food, we make fun of AD. Nothing changes.
True. That's true. 100% sure. So, Shri, what's going on today? Who are the leaders and who has chance to get the first place and very important prize?
That's a good question. I think we should have a recap of the standings because the game hasn't yet begun, and Prag is in the third spot. He's the top amongst the Indians. He's on the third spot with 9.5 out of 13,
Mhm.
and Christopher Yu and Vincent Kima, they are at the top two. So this is going to be a three-horse race, and the games have begun. The games have just kicked off. Prag with 1 e4 against Aditya Mittal. So Prag plays against Aditya Mittal, and then he plays against Leon. So he's going to play a lot of Indians today.
Mhm.
So who are you cheering for, Katie?
I think I will still stick with Prague to for this day as well. Although that's really tough call for him because he has been played all the games, and Vincent Kemar and Christopher Yu has only played 12 games. So they will play one game more, so they have chance to score at least there as well, at least like half point there.
Yes,
But
but uh, also to remind the people, Prague has only 3 games today, not 4.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's very important for now. But we
And we are back after a brief break. Finally, the Chess24 India producer decided to be humane enough to give the commentators a brief bit of break. Not something you would expect, but like AD's wedding, surprises do happen. So we are back live, and a lot of interesting things have happened during that break. Prag actually sacrificed his piece after bishop into f6, knight into b5. This was the move. A into b5, knight into b5, queen b8, knight into d6 check. And after king f8, white will go e5. White has sacrificed his piece to open lines against black king and to expose the black king in the center. Katie, I'm sure you're liking it.
I do like it. Like after bishop f6, there was very interesting. Bishop f6, yes, there was very interesting move. Move 11. He calculated all this from that point, and this is quite typical sacrifice here in Sicilian when white managed to even get d6 pawn. So this is it is very good. It's considered to be good. But my question is, instead of bishop f6, was there knight f6 move?
Interesting question. Bishop into f6, yes. Knight into f6 was also an option, but maybe e5 is the problem here.
That's what he was afraid, probably. And that's why here black allowed white to sacrifice a piece for 3 pawns. And the king is also not castled. King is on f8, and this is currently the position. White can try here to develop light square bishop, and at some point push f5, and just there's also queen h5, interesting moves sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's a very, very nice position for Prag in the opening. You can just see the black pieces all on the 8th rank, all on the back rank, and very undeveloped. For white, also most of his pieces are undeveloped, but it's a lot easier for white to bring the pieces out, as you mentioned, queen h5, queen f3, bishop c4, all these different options. What would you play here?
My first thought was g3 here to develop the bishop, but I also like queen c4 because that creates a direct threat, knight c8, and to win the knight on d7. Yeah, I would choose between queen c4 and g3. G4
but
is also
what happened to queen
here.
h5, which was your
yeah, queen h5 is possible. And after g6 there's queen h6 check, and it's still white to move. And white can start g4 f5, or this kind of attack.
Yeah, g4 f5, or also h4 is an option, I guess.
Yeah, but after queen h5 there is bishop d6. Maybe black will get rid of the knight. Rook takes.
Yeah, and take with the rook.
Yeah, take with the rook. And hard to play here with black.
So the black, hard to play with black, yeah? The only piece which was developed for black, the dark square bishop, after knight d6, it's forced to be traded. That's how bad black's position is.
Yeah. So yeah, because of the break, everyone thought it was my fault. See,
it wasn't your fault.
I don't think so.
Even your own mod says you broke the Zoom.
For a moment, I was admin, but it was not lasted long. So it was. Yeah, okay, it was my fault. I take it. Well, this is gonna be interesting. And after long thought here, Prag went for h4.
h4 was a trademark move of Divya Deshmukh. She used to win games in 20 moves by just starting with not one h4, just starting with h4 and killing off the opponent.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a while since it's been a while since she has done that. But yeah, h4, we still haven't forgotten Divya and h4.
He can also rook lift, rook h3, rook c3, rook d3, these kind of ideas. He can push the pawn further, h5, h6. Quite hard to play here with black, because it's not only that white has a compensation, but white has normal position, 3 pawns. The knight is equal to 3 pawns, so this is the case when it's really equal and can be a little bit even better.
Right. So I think this is Prag's game. He's slightly better. He has the initiative. He looks different today. He looks fired up. He looks energetic. So guys, will Prag win this tournament today? Can he score 3 out of 3? And then some favorable results from the guys at the top two, Christopher Yu and Vincent Kingma. If they falter a bit and if Prag wins all the 3 games, then he might be in with a shot. So that's the question for the poll. Will Prag manage to?
That's a good question. Now he has Aditya, then he has Tetslav, and then Garifilina. So if he managed 3 out of 3, then the other players have to play all these 4 games. They have 4 games to play today. And I'm just looking now the pairings of Vincent. And out of 4 players, he's playing against 3 female players. So now he's playing against Vaishali. I think Vaishali should do all the dirty job now for the brother. So if Vaishali manages to win against Vincent, Prag has a good chances to catch up. And then he will play against Zhu and Lei Tingli and Sokolovsky.
Right. Vaishali is the elder sister after all, so she has to watch out for her little brother and make life easier for him. That's what the older siblings do, right? Apart from the time when they're bullying their younger sibling.
Yeah, today is my brother's birthday, by the way.
Do you have a sibling yourself?
I have a brother, and today is his birthday.
Oh, is he older than you or younger than you?
No, I'm older. 1 year older.
Ah, okay. So you're also the older sister.
Yeah, I'm oldest. So it's birthday season in my family. Today, my brother. Tomorrow, my grandfather, and the other day is my cousin, and we're all in one family. So.
That's convenient.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like King F1. So we are at Vaishali's game right now, and it looks like I like Vincent's position with black. You know, all these pawns kind of overextended, hyperextended, and this allows black to take the bishop on f3, which Vaishali is probably looking forward to because that would open access for her to exert pressure on the d6 pawn. But black can defend this with rook d8 and a potential knight move, knight b6 or knight e5, or first a5 and then get the knight to c5. And I think this pawn should be defendable. The knight on e3, bishop on d2, it feels a bit awkward. I don't think they're quite that well coordinated. So I think it's slightly better for black here. What are your thoughts?
I like black's position as well. Black has no problems, and white has a weird pawn structure. C4 pawn is very good in the center, but on the other hand, b pawn is too pushed, and in case of some attack, the pawn cannot guard it. So black might press on c4 weakness. And also there is a double pawn on the f file that might create some weaknesses on f4 square. I can jump on e5, and it's quite easier here to play with black, of course.
Yes, completely agree with you. And would you take on f3 here as black? That's another question that black has to decide here.
Yeah, that's a good question. Like what white wants. White wants to play bishop e2 and try to escape from f3 square, like at least then king can capture it. But on the other hand, knight looks also beautiful in the center, right?
Yes, absolutely. But not all things that look beautiful are to be kept. What are you laughing at, Katie? I mean, I was
This
talking
live
only about the chess
impression that you
piece.
are bringing to chess. This is
I was
priceless.
talking only about the chess piece.
Hard to believe that. Hard to believe that. In fact, Black here pushed f5 first and opened up the center, and then captured on f3. And we have currently this position. This is even.
Yeah, I think it's a very it has a very strategic point, because if you capture this, then the pawns are kind of together, but first you break apart the pawn chains, and then you take back with GF, and I think computer thinks it's close to equal, but to me it looks a bit better for Black. So Vincent doing his strategic job, and Vaishali not quite acting the part of the older sister. Meanwhile, guys, let's hit that like button and get going so more people can come in and support Prag and our lovely Indian juniors. And yes, there's a poll going on. So will Prag win today? There's a 70% favor towards yes. So clearly this fan spirit is quite high. And I myself personally, I think there's a very thin chance, because both Vincent and Christopher Yu, they have been in good form. They have a big lead in terms of points. They have more points, and they have played one game less. So it's going to be very tough. But you never know until it happens.
Yeah. Sri, your birthday is for February 14th.
Yes. And Ishan thinks
that's the day of Valentine's Day, right?
Yes, that is the Valentine's Day. Yes. Yes, I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, also. Yeah, C5 played. I'll talk about it later. So C5 and Black goes D5. Yeah.
D5.
There's something wrong with my.
I can take that pawn. And then Rook will take on D5. And if you guard it, then Rook D1. I think Vincent just blundered this.
Okay. I also did not see this. There seems to be something wrong with my mouse. Something is wrong. I'm not able to move the pieces. So he's taken bishop into h2. I think what I will do is I'll give you control of the commentary for a couple of minutes while I insert a replacement mouse.
Sure. Yeah, I think after C5 was missed by Vincent. And right after Vaishali played, he understood that that's okay. He missed it and he has to move on. And that's why he captured the pawn on h2, which is not the best pawn on the board. And as a result, Vaishali got now d6 pawn on the 6th rank. And this is interesting. Hold on now. Rook takes, bishop d6, rook d1. White is still winning a piece, so it's not quite working yet. Yeah. For the moment, the bar just dropped for Black. There was a moment. But now we have currently this position. Maybe knight c4 to play. It's just very hard to play here with white. All the pawns are not connected. Not easy to play. Maybe something like king e2 here. King e2, and then pawn can take. Black can take the rook and then the pawn. So in the end, king e7 is the Black's idea. We got it. We got it. Now black wants to capture
sorry. I'm
rook.
back.
Yes, good.
Yeah, please continue.
Black wants to capture the rook right now and then capture the pawn, bishop d6, and after rook d1, king d7 will save both pieces. So this is what white is now calculating, probably.
Yeah, I'm back. My mouse is back, and yeah, I think life is back to normal again. I was just looking at this game between Sokolowski against Mamadzada Gunay. Gunay has not scored a lot of points here, but here in this game she played really strong, and I really liked this move by Black. So White played Queen d5 here, and look at Black's move. She just ignored the queen and just went Knight d4.
Nice. So that's a queen sacrifice.
Yes, and if you take the queen, you can mate in 3 different ways. You can play Knight e2, you can play Knight b3, or you can just take Rook into c2 if you don't want to be too stylish.
Wow, beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, she played Knight d4. Knight c3 was the only way to defend. Rook c5, now protecting the queen and attacking the knight. Queen e2, b into c3, and here White resigned. So that was such a powerful game by Gunay, who is actually at the bottom of the standings. So that shows you that even the strongest players can have a bad tournament, and there is no weak player in this tournament.
Yeah, true. This game is just beautiful, and it's just shows how strong is she. But just being on the bottom of the list it doesn't mean that she is weak or something. It's just her opponents are extremely strong, and she's just not having the best tournament. Although we have seen many of her games where she was putting up so strong fight against way stronger opponents than she is.
Yes, absolutely. Meanwhile, Leon seems to be in huge trouble. Yeah, he has just lost a piece. He lost a piece around this point. Queen c5, b3, and here he played knight a3, which was a blunder. I think he missed the fact that this queen on e2 was protected by this knight on e3. So White played b4, queen c3, and now after rook b3, he just lost a piece because queen into c2, White can ignore it and take the knight.
Oh wow, that was a blunder.
Yes, that was a blunder, and Leon also has very little time. This is something I've mentioned a few times. I'm not sure if Leon has as much practice as some of these other Indian juniors in playing this bullet chess, this insanely fast chess. And I feel that his level of play when he has less than 1 minute is a bit worse in strength compared to these kids above 2600.
Yeah, I think it's very important to train blitz and bullet online when you're playing these strong events, or in general. I think it's very good idea to play daily basis some blitz and bullet in online chess.
Yes, and meanwhile, Katie, I think Prag is completely winning. Yeah, he has achieved this dream position where the king on j8 and rook on h8 are locked out of the game.
Yeah, this king and the rook are forever stuck in there, and the knight is pinned, and the queen is also stuck there to guard the knight. So black is in Sukswang. Like there is queen e7, but after c5, the queen cannot move either. So only f pawn can move, and that's gonna stop for in a bit as well. Yeah, and White's idea here is just to promote the pawn to the queen.
Yeah, do you think, have you ever had to use an analogy to explain what a zugzwang means?
I never explained what zugzwang means.
I was thinking if it would be an appropriate analogy to explain it. It's like an argument with your girlfriend. Anything you do is going to backfire against you. You're potentially losing something.
Very true. Very good. That's Sukswang.
I don't know what it is for girls though.
I don't know. Chat has to judge that if they agree or not.
Yeah, but this is
Ooh,
a question
look what
of
he's
true
doing.
zugzwang.
After b6, there will be rook c7.
There's knight d7 and c6, yes. But
Yeah.
you still have to be careful about some queen c5 check. This is what Aditya wants. Yeah, he wants to take queen into c5 check and try to generate the counterplay. Generate counterplay. But just b7, not moving the rook from defending the c pawn, and rook into c8 would be met by b into c8 queen, and there's no check. So b7, and it's game over here. Once again, black does not have a move.
Fritzy disagrees. That's okay. No, it's okay. They can, guys can call it zugzwang, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes if we know the results in advance. Oh, f5, I like that.
Yeah, that's what he has played too. So how do you do the finishing blow here? How do you finish off black?
There should be something like maybe queen needs to get back in the game. Yeah, something
queen
like
e3
that.
and now c6
yeah.
next. Queen e3 protects both c5 and a3, the potential squares from black can give a check. And yes, chat. Leon is losing, unfortunately, but Prague is winning. And the other interesting and important game for this round is the game between Vaishali and Vincent Gamer, where even if Vaishali makes a draw, she's really helping her brother because Vincent is leading the tournament and Prague is chasing him. So yes, that's the equation today.
Yeah.
It's Vincent against the Vaishali family.
Yeah, let's take a look at that game. If we have some changes, because this one seems easy win for Prague from that point.
And the Vaishali game is a very interesting position, both of them having 10 seconds each. But the point is, Vaishali is a pawn down, but the pawn that she has, quality over quantity, she has the A passer. And I think no more, yeah? Yeah, she has the A passer, A4 and A5, and maybe bishop b6. So this A passer can be potentially very dangerous. It could be all three results. And what Vincent will probably look to do, he will take this and start advancing the H pawn. Yeah, he started advancing the H pawn. He's kind of preserving the knight into e3 move for an appropriate moment. This is, I think this is more dangerous
somehow
for...
dark square bishop is also limited. Like if black trades this bishop, maybe he's just not sure that black can win that position. And now Vaishali is just...
Now she's losing after h3. There's no way to protect. Yeah, king f7 first and then h3. After h3, there's no way to protect against the pawn.
But what was the way there? Like king g1 or how to...
Yeah, I think this rook b6 itself is a step in the wrong direction. But it's not... I think white had to try and activate this knight, with knight c5. To me, this looks the right way. It's all about empowering your pieces in chess, and you can't really play with a knight on b7 for too long. Black is playing with three pieces, all of them participating, and this passer is just too fast. White is playing without the knight's participation at all. So it's almost like white is one piece down in the fight, and that's just critical here. Rook g2 check is a threat. And yeah, it's going to be lost. Knight e3, king e1, and h2. And she has to resign.
Yeah. Okay, rook g1 is also winning here. I think
yes, she has resigned. So Prague has won, and Vincent has also won. So Vincent keeps his lead, and he almost has a 1.5 point lead because he has played one game less. So he has half point more than Prague, but he has one more game to play. Leon steadfastly holding on. He still hasn't resigned, although he's down by a whole rook. He's still holding on, but I think it's time to resign now. Rook 8 is incoming. And I guess he must be feeling quite upset at how this game has gone, considering that he still hasn't resigned. He's still playing on. Rook c6, and it should be. Oh, why did she take that? Why not Rook c6? Katie, do we still have you?
Yeah. I think that's okay to play still because anything can happen. Then it's like stalemate, whatever can happen, and the opponent can give you any chances. So, oh, okay, not anymore.
And she'll just advance his hedge pawn so that the king cannot move too forward, and it's game over for Leon. So that's a less than optimal start for for Leon. I almost said Nihal, and Leon has lost this one. The other game of interest for us is the game between Zhu Jainer against Christopher Yu, which looks completely equal. It's probably going to end in a draw, yeah?
Yeah, probably. But somehow Black was more active. Hard to win.
Yeah, Black is still more active. So Black has winning chances for sure. But it's not easy to get anything out of this.
Yeah.
Just maintain this position, yeah? Just hold it steady.
Yeah, King H1, just there's not even check. Oh, there is some ideas, Sri. For instance, Bishop e6, Queen on second rank, and Bishop h3.
Oh, this is nice. And now Queen f2, yeah? And Queen e2, and now g2 check.
Wow, that's nice.
Chat, meanwhile, do hit that like button and subscribe to the stream if you haven't. We have 350 people watching and just something over 100 likes. Let's get more of those likes in so more people can come in and support our lovely juniors.
Yeah, I should do that too. I don't know how to do it, but I'll do it. Oh yeah, I know.
You can always do that when I ask you an uncomfortable question.
Okay.
Let's say I'll let you practice, okay? Katie, Catalan or B3?
Unbelievable.
It requires some practice, yeah? Prag has won the game today, so won his first game today. He moves on to 10 out of 14. Vincent Kamer has won his first game today. He's on 11 out of 13. And Christopher Yu, whose game we are watching now, is at 9.5 out of 12 and is likely to make a draw, which would take him to 10 points out of 13. Half point behind Prag, but one game less.
Yeah, that's true. I'll quickly take a look who is his opponents. Oh, he has really tough opponent. In the end, he's playing against Liang Wander in the last round. And before they take Leighton, so he has really tough opponents. Rather than the Kmar and Prague.
Yes, but all eyes on the first place. There's not a lot separating the second and the third, but the first place winner gets an opportunity, a wild card, to play in the first tournament of the MasterCard Champion Chess Tour next year, the season 2 of the Champion Chess Tour. So a lot at stake. And there is also the final of the Challengers Chess Tour in October 14 to 17. All the wins that they do in the Challengers Chess Tour here gets added up. So the finals will be between the guys who has performed consistently well, and Prag will definitely be a part of it. And the final, the winner of it, will not just get a chance to play in one of the Champion Chess Tour tournaments, but will get invited to the whole season of the next MasterCard Champion Chess Tour.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity, and I think that's the most. That's the prize that all these juniors are hoping to get.
Yes, absolutely. So this is just going to be a draw, right? Do you really see any chances for Black?
No, not really. I don't see any way how. White is going to improve it. There's no any single sacrifice here.
Yeah, F3 is
Can't
protected,
improve.
and yeah, Christopher is trying his best. He's not going to give up so easy, but not all tries lead to results in life. Yeah. Although I see you playing with emoticons in the chat.
Yeah, some of people from my chat is here, so just give them.
Is that preparation for the sub battle tomorrow?
That's how we bully you.
Meanwhile, chat, this is the last day of this tournament, but me and Keti are going to continue tomorrow on our own respective channels. There's going to be a sub battle between me and Keti, the same time as the Challengers Chess 2 starts. So do catch that as well.
Yeah, and looking forward to that battle. As we have lost the first one, and now as all the grandmasters are busy to play in their tournaments, we hope that you will not be presented by any grandmasters at this time.
We'll see. Not everyone is busy all the time. There is always one grandmaster who is free. India is a country with 70 grandmasters now.
Oh yeah. Latest grandmaster just became yesterday or the other day, right?
Yes, India used to be a country with babies being born like that in the past, but now it's just grandmasters being created at that pace. So it's just high numbers in India, regardless of what we are talking about.
That's awesome. That's awesome. This game is not going to be end-free. They're playing so much.
So when did it start? It started on Moose 73, yes. And I think they just want to keep some game going to make it easy for the broadcasters, so that when the next round starts, there's constant chess action going on. I like such kids who make life easy for the broadcasters.
Yeah, but somehow nothing is really changing. Is there a way that White can win this? There is no way that White's gonna win this either. So
yeah, true. It's only Black who's trying a better pawn structure. All the pawns on the squares opposite, on the color opposite to that of the bishop. Yeah, and also, did you hear about the news today? Magnus Carlsen, he became the brand ambassador of MasterCard, and they are the tour partner for the next edition of the Champion Chess Tour, which is something I find very appropriate, because MasterCard, their tagline for years, there are some things that money can buy, but for everything else, there's MasterCard. And the Champion Chess Tour, it does give these invaluable experiences to many of these juniors, which money simply cannot buy. And I think it's a perfect combination.
Yeah, and that's great. That's great to have more and more sponsors for chess, and it's gonna be affected on the chess players for sure. Oh,
absolutely.
Talking about Magnus, I have seen some videos when he was in some reality show. Have you seen it?
No.
Anyone in the chat has seen it? It was so funny. So it was some reality show in Norway, and they were calling him a Mozart of chess. And at some point, one guy started to talk about him. He was pulling a bit, Magnus Carlsen, and Magnus was just staring at some point. And then in the interview, he said that, I know that this guy was going to bully me, so I wanted to concentrate something else. So I played a bullet game to myself in my mind. About 40 moves I calculated, and it ended with a draw. And it was so funny video. And then he started to be really spicy to the other people. And they were really shocked with that. So it's so funny to and also good to see him being enrolled in other activities too, and seems like wherever he goes he still uses these chess skills. Like someone was making joke of him and he just did not really react too much, and he didn't even listen to him. So I think
Yes,
I
yes,
need to
yes.
learn that skills.
Well, I taught you another different way of coping up. Yeah, how you dodge and what's oh yeah, it's a draw. So how you dodge uncomfortable. So do you want to try that again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Katie, Catalan or B3?
There was
You
actually a
just
very
burst out
very
laughing.
smart comment in the chat. Better ask how many times you played G3 and B3, and I can give you the proper answer. Sorry, no, I can't give any answer. Oh, this ended in a draw. Finally, in move 100, the game ended.
Wow, exactly at Mohan 100, yes.
Yeah. So
I'm
the
just
next round is very interesting, and the most important is Kmar against Jo, and then Prague will play against. Prague is
Prague
going
plays
to
against
Tetzlaff.
Tetzlav.
Yeah,
Were you just baiting me to pronounce that? Were
Tetzlaff.
you taking a deliberate pass, waiting for me to complete the name?
No, I taught you already, so I moved on. But the first day was really funny.
Pavel Teklav.
Tetzlaff, yes.
Yes. Pavel Tetzlav. Pavel Teslav.
Kemar is leading by 2 points. Not
Yeah,
two,
Kema has a really big
actually.
lead.
It's
If Kema keeps
1.5.
winning, there's no stopping him. But yeah, I mean, you never know what happens in these types of situations. Yes, but normally you're the stronger player. But here there is more at stake. There is some pressure. There is some tension, and it exists for all of these guys. And pressure and tension it provokes mistakes.
Yeah. Just checking, Vincent Kemar lost against Christopher Yu and Leia Garifilina. Only 2 game lost, and he won the rest of the games. This is amazing performance. He won 12 games, and this is something that he really deserves to be the leader of the tournament, right?
Absolutely. Totally well deserved, especially his win against Prague. I think that kind of decided who was number one and number two between the two of them. And he did beat Prague directly head to head. So I think well deserved that he's leading this tournament. And uh, it all came down to Prague, Kamer, and Christopher Yu. And here, uh, both Vincent and Christopher scored important wins against Prague.
Yeah, that's right. So the next round will start very soon, in about
Yes, we already see Prague on the screen,
yeah,
focused and
30 seconds.
concentrating and getting ready with that eye of the tiger look.
Oh, for online Olympiad, we had an access to see Pavel's room. And on the breaks, he has a couch, and he was lying down on the couch and playing with the pillows. It was so ridiculous video.
It's not on the internet.
I don't think that somebody captured it, but our producer put it on the live.
Oh, nice. I should go and watch that. That
Yeah.
would be an interesting video. It's fun. It's fun to have more such videos of chess.
Yeah, and here we see the standings and the situation for now. Vincent Kemmer from Germany, he's leading the tournament with 11 points. And then we have Pragnananda from India with 10.5 points. But Prague has to play 2 more games, and Vincent gonna play 3 more games. Christopher Yu is very close to the leaders. He's in top 3 with 10 points, and he has to play also 3 games. And the Grandmaster from USA, Liang Wonder, is getting close to the top 3, but not quite. Not quite. He has only 8 points.
And we have the first move on the board. Pavel starts with knight f3, and Prag is probably going to go either d5 or knight f6.
Knight f6 here we have.
G3, and now d5. Or g6. What do you think?
D5, I think.
Yeah, d5 is the main move.
Yeah, g6 is
b6.
very... Okay.
What? Why? Why are these kids doing this?
Why?
b6 and g6. Just, as we were talking about b3 and g3.
Yeah. They're going to fianchetto both.
What is this?
All the bishops. Nice.
What is this? There's b3 and g3 and b6 and g6.
Yeah.
It's almost like they want to make fun of me.
That's nice.
But yes, you mentioned, b3 and g3, they are actually friends.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter, like when you start with g3, then you play b3 at some point, and when you start b3, you play g3 at some point. So I found this very often that players are doing it, and they are just friends and we don't know about it.
Yeah.
What do you think about this setup of white, that white started to play and develop both sides and not fighting for the center? I do like to fight for the center and have some space.
I mean, he's kind of fighting for the center, but like this, not in the most direct way by putting the pawns. But this is also a way of controlling the center. It's not totally different. And yes, he had to play d4 at some point, which he has done. He has played d4. And now I think black can play d5 and try to equalize, but that would lead to a wholesale trade in the center. So that is something that Prag has to be careful about.
Yeah, it's going to be the symmetrical position, and white has an one tempo. But he just avoids that and he goes with knight a6. He wants to change structure a bit, and he just decided to get this knight.
Knight a6 I don't like so much because I think this allows d5. Do you think I think this gives a slight advantage for white because of his dominant center?
Yeah, because of the center, and also the bishop on b7 is just it's just not a good piece. Like, does not attack on d5, and usually black needs this bishop to push b5 or to start kingside attack. So for instance, now with d6 and e5 and knight c7, maybe black will try to push a6 b5 to break the queenside pawn structure.
Yeah, but these kind of questions, it's e5. Always a bit better for white. Yeah,
we go e5 here.
Yeah, and knight e1.
Yeah, it's more pleasant to play with white.
Yeah, I mean, it's typical Prag thing. He kind of goes into a slightly worse position in order to try and keep the position complex. And
there's interesting thing, Sri. So after d5, he takes d5, so he takes d5 and knight d5.
Oh, who came up with that? Was it you or the chat? Oh, come on, it's the same.
It was Bharat Goel who spotted it.
It's the same, yeah.
This wins a pawn.
Yeah, but I think we need to retrain you in the chess moves, I should undo the damage I did.
Why?
Yeah, this wins a pawn. So he goes rook c1. Yeah, he goes rook c1 because this d5 did not work. But maybe after queen d2. d5 should happen in any case.
Yeah, knight a6 is such a sneaky move. Like the first reaction for white is to push d5 because the opponent allows, and you might just automatically play this d5. I would play d5 here and I would lose a pawn.
Yeah, I might have fallen for that.
Yeah.
I might have fallen for that. Prag might have managed to trick me here. Now do you go queen d2? Yeah, now do you go queen d2?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and probably d5 now.
Oh, you mean for black, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, d5 is always an option, but somehow I think Prag does not want to do this and exchange so many pieces and pawns. He wants to try and keep the game as complex as he can. Understandable. I would probably do the same if I had to win with black.
Mm-hmm.
And here he's really in that situation.
Yeah,
he
we can
has
go to the game of Kmart because he also played g3, b3.
You had to mention that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think black is doing very comfortable here. Pawn on d4, pawn on d2. It's a very symmetrical position. What are your initial thoughts?
I think black is all right.
Yeah, I like how Prag is bobbing his head. He's like, look at him, look at Prag's head. Now he stopped doing, as if I made him self-conscious.
Yeah, I think yesterday he was very stressed and it was visible on his face, and today he's more relaxed, right?
Yeah, today is more relaxed.
Yeah.
Yes, knight e5 was what I was expecting. Knight into e5, rook into e5, bishop e6, and now maybe you can just take this pawn. Rook b8, bishop a6, because you have to protect this. And it looks dodgy though, this bishop on a6 to put it out of coordination. So, but what else?
Yeah, this might happen. Why not?
Greedy Katie.
Because there's nothing is hanging so far, so you can just guard b2, bishop next move, or d3 can be played.
But what if I play for long-term compensation?
You can do that. There's rook a5 to guard the bishop in advance. Oh, no. After rook a5, we're losing the rook. No.
Yes.
How about bishop d4 to be really greedy?
Oh my god, you're going all in, aren't you?
Bishop a7.
Okay, I don't even have to ask for your moves anymore. I see which direction you're going towards.
Bishop
b5. Okay, you want bishop b5. Okay.
Ha! Got you.
Well done. But that won't happen in the sub battle tomorrow. I can assure you that.
This is just a starter. This is gonna happen.
But okay, I think this question is quite nice for black.
Yeah. Yeah, white has 3 pawns, 3 for
Oh yeah, white has 3 pawns, so it's not so clear.
Yeah, not so clear. Two bishops are so good, but 3 pawns is way too much, right? Although I still believe that black can fight here for a draw.
Yeah. True. But Vincent, he decided against bishop into b7, which I completely understand. He went d3. Because taking on b7 doesn't really feel like something you want to do. It feels off. It's like how you're warned against going with strangers when you're a kid. It just acts against your sense.
You go in what when you...
I mean, like when you're a kid, your parents tell you not to respond to strangers. Yes.
Yeah, I've never been told, so.
Okay, in India, it's very common.
Really? No.
Yeah. Because so many people and
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's like how I can go on and on with these analogies, but I don't want to sound politically incorrect.
Is it possible to play something like knight d5, bishop d5 here?
Give up this pawn?
Yeah, try to kick. No? And bishop f6.
But what did you
Mm.
achieve?
Okay, you're playing too fast, my moves. Knight d5 was played. Okay, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
it's more accurate. Yeah, knight d5. I like this move. Black wants to play knight c3 next move. And now if you capture on d4, then bishop f6 and this your sneaky move is not anymore possible.
Yeah, it wasn't such a sneaky move though. I think it was just no, here you can take rook into d5, bishop into d5, bishop into f6. I don't know.
Pawn takes f6?
Yeah, you can take with the pawn. And I think black is okay. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Yeah, so I think we can conclude here that black is doing pretty well. Vincent not having it easy. Yeah, he's under pressure. He has to win. He has to keep his lead. Prag is breathing on his neck. He probably won't feel it because they are at a distance. But metaphorically, Prag is breathing on his neck, and this is the present position in the Prague game. He's playing it nice and slow. He's not forcing anything. And rook d8 with d5. Uh, Now black is in a better position to play d5. So from where we left, the light square bishops have been traded, and this is actually a good trade for black because this light square bishop, it tends to be quite powerful. And in these positions with d5, e takes d5, and you would probably take back with the c pawn, right?
Yeah,
And
I guess, yeah.
and now after d6, uh, knight c7, b5, b4. It's a typical Benoni position, yeah, the kind of variation you want to when you want to fight.
How about instead of taking on d5 to play knight f4 first?
Oh, here?
Yeah. Oh,
But
I
if
thought there was a bishop on g. Oh god. Oh no. Ignore me. Ignore me.
what is going on here though? What
Oh
is
my god.
knight
In the game,
f4?
knight f4 happened. I could pretend that
Yeah.
I just meant this move.
Too weak, too slow, Keti.
Yeah.
But what is going on here? I take this, and do I have some e5 here?
Then 95 saves, I think.
Oh, you are ready with that, yeah? Yeah. So I start with d5, okay? Now what do you do? Do you want to take the pawn?
Not really, because it's gonna pin the queen, right?
No, but it's not just pinning the queen, yeah? Now I have e5.
I was thinking to take it with the knight tree.
Oh. Oh, like this.
Exactly.
This is interesting. But maybe I just take this, and queen takes c2.
Yeah, white pieces are okay, and the pawn is really strong on d file, so I think it's fine. It's not that fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine for white. This is why Prag went knight c7, and yeah, Bristy also suggesting knight c into d5. It is strong. So Prag's modus operandi, his game plan, is to take it deep, like MS Dhoni. He wants to keep the tension on. He wants to bring it to a situation where they both have less time and the game remains complex with pieces still alive. And then he takes over when they both have 1 minute each. This is probably his game plan. And it's generally a very effective game plan when you're the faster calculator, you know. If you have a faster processing speed, if you're that much stronger than your opponent, you're likely to decisively show that difference when you have less time under pressure.
Yeah. In the game of Vincent Kimmer and Jude Jenner, I don't see. Oh no, White made a move, but look at this time. He took a lot of time from the clock, and now he has 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It means that he almost thought about 2 minutes what to play. It might show
Yeah,
that
or
he's not
maybe
feeling
more.
good.
Absolutely. He's not feeling good about his position. He's struggling to find moves here. And yeah, bishop f6, he goes rook e1. He's definitely not better. And it's also a comfortable position for black to play. Huh? She can go knight c3, get this rook onto c7. Yeah, she has gone knight c3. And just have this pawn on b6, you know, in case it doesn't get captured. And um, maybe some h5, h4 or whatever.
Yeah, like h5, h4. And look at the knight on c3. That's a monster there that controls everything. Knight on c4 looks nice, but it's just nice looking knight. But c3 knight is a hard worker one.
Yeah, it's also pretty.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the other pursuer, Christopher Yu, he also seems to be in trouble against Yali Sokolovsky. It looks like a big advantage for black here, no?
Yeah. So what happens after f takes e?
1 second.
Was
Yeah, after f takes e, you kind of caught me by surprise there, but I think knight g4 is incoming.
ooh, knight g4, queen h4 ideas as well. The bishop is
Yeah.
hanging on a5. Actually, black sacrificed a piece here.
Yeah, black kind of sacrificed a piece. Bishop b4, rook e8, and after bishop into a5, instead of taking back this, he took on e5, which is actually quite strong. And after f into e5, no, actually it's white who is thinking now whether he wants to take f into e5 or play bishop b4 instead. But neither of the options looking appetizing for him right now.
Mm-hmm.
So this is good news for Prag and his fans. Both Vincent, who is leading, and Christopher, who is his closest pursuer, both of them having bad positions with white. And moving back to the Prag game, Prag himself does not have an advantage, but he's also not worse. And I think all action is about to break open and begin right now.
Yeah.
But I also don't like Prag's position. You know, there is very strong pressure on the d5 point, and he has to play knight d4. But I think that kind of worsens his pawn structure. Yeah.
Good thing for black is that there's a pin on d file, so that might win some time here for black.
Yeah, queen e2, c into d4, queen into e4. But then this pawn is just too fragile here. I think that's why Prag is also thinking here. But I mean, if he has to think in this position, not good signs for him.
He can also play knight somewhere like knight backwards, right? Knight e8 or knight b7.
Yeah, but then you have this bad pawn on d5, you know. This is just a weakness, right? And if you go knight d7, you basically just lose this pawn right away. But you want, but that's d6. So,
How about knight e8 stream and after c takes d5, c takes d4, d6, knight takes d6. Now we capture it with queen because we drew there with bishop a3. Yeah.
And
How
now
about
knight
this
e4.
position? And queen goes backwards for queen e7, for instance, with idea f5, e5, and to push the pawns.
Yeah, I think he has to do. Oh, he doesn't do this. He just takes back into d5. This is possible, but I think white kind of blocks the passed pawn comfortably enough. Yeah, but yeah, I think this was a very, very good practical try, and for
Yeah,
sure it gives
myself.
counter chances.
Yeah, myself, I always prefer to have piece rather than pawns, because with piece I can move around and capture some pawns and weaken the pawns and then capture them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, things are getting really, really in the different level in these two boards, Christopher Yu and Vincent Kemar. Here, Vincent tried to open up the H file. Is that actually? Oh, and he's losing exchange.
Yes, he's losing exchange, but he has won some grip over the c3 point, and he's also hoping for some practical counter chance against the black's king. So maybe you don't want to take that exchange, for once, maybe not be greedy, Keti.
Yeah, it's not me. It was Jujiner. He did it. Instead of that, actually, black could also just capture with H pawn and open up the H file for the rook.
But doesn't this? Maybe this was. Yeah, this could have been done. Yes. But yeah, queen c2. She does not need to take back. Yeah, she does not need to. And in the Christopher game, yeah, Christopher he's having a bad position. So still hopes for Prague. Still hopes for Prague. Black is better here. And some movement again in Prague's game, but not good one. Is some rook c6 incoming here?
Oh, nice. If queen captures, then knight f e7 wins the queen.
Yeah,
and
queen captures. Yeah, knight. Yeah, he has played rook c6. And he has to go queen d7. Yeah, he has to go queen d7, but now rook e7,
rook e7
and queen into c6, queen into f7 check, king h8, and is there a finishing move here for white? Bishop into d4. Yeah,
this might be really bad.
Mate.
But yeah, okay, after queen d7, Tesla played knight e7 instead. King went on h8 and queen captures on f7.
Yeah, he prefers to take a pawn. It looks like being greedy about pawns is a Polish thing.
Polish specialty. Wow, 20 seconds on the board. Prague is struggling in this game.
Yeah, I think he really took too far the concept of taking risks and creating chances. Yeah, now rook into d6 just wins a piece. Takes and knight into c8.
Oh wow.
It was a ridiculously good first 2 days for him.
Yeah.
But
there's something strange happened, right? Like the Prague that we have seen first 2 days in Prague, we have seen second and third days. Like it's not the same. Maybe they have.
Yeah, I mean, he's been taking crazy risks. He's been taking crazy risks, which he need not do at all. He has been pushing too much. And his opponents are good players. For example, Tetzlaff, he's a 25-43 grandmaster. And if you give him a good position, he's going to make good moves and beat you, even if you're Magnus Carlsen. So
yeah. That's true. He's quite a tough guy. That's why, like, everyone here who plays in this challenger, they deserve to be here for some reasons, and they have had a good year, and that's why they are here.
Absolutely. And I think that has been Pruk's problem in recent times. He's just taking such crazy, insane, yeah, and he's lost this game. So I think it's almost impossible for him to catch up now. Vincent is not doing bad. He was struggling a bit, but now he has a position from where he cannot really lose. He's down by an exchange, but this bishop is really well placed, and black's pawn structure is bad.
Yeah, but also he cannot really win this position.
I think he has some winning chances, because these types of questions, if you can win another pawn, like if you're two pawns up as white, uh, you might be in with some winning chances.
Hmm.
So you might be in with some winning chances. And how are the other Indian games going on? Leon seems to be doing well against Leon has an equal position though against Balaji Dagupati. I think Leon came in with high expectations and hopes for himself, but he lost his first game, and the second game it looks to be heading towards a draw. So must be a bit disappointing for Leon, but he still has some winning chances. So it's a bit too early to write it off as a draw.
Yeah, the king is very active, and black has to be very careful, and black has to be a bit accurate um, how to make next moves.
Yeah, true, true. And yeah, Aditya Mittal has a bye in this game, so he's not. Oh no, he didn't have a bye. He won his game against Lea Garifulina in a very nice Nimzo Indian game, which maybe we'll have a look at during the break. And yeah, the Christopher game, Christopher seems to be completely lost. So Prague is he's fighting for the second place now, I think, in effect.
Oh my God, Tree! Let's go back to the game of Leon and Dagopati.
Mm-hmm.
I think black just lost this e6 now.
Yes. White is winning.
Like,
Leon
yeah,
is
black
winning.
kept black. We thought it's gonna be a draw, but we were like,
What?
okay, oh,
Why?
no way! Now king c7.
Yeah,
And
now King C7.
oh my!
Why would he triangulate when he has the opposition himself? Why it's some brain freeze.
Oh my God! I think it was about e6 f6, and he was afraid that position. This is draw now.
Yeah, this was a position, and
f6. Maybe he was afraid of this one, but it's so winning. e7, e8, king e6.
yeah, you have no risk of losing this at all because it's not like the black pawns are going to run away.
Oh, wow. But they are still playing, and it's getting strange. They trade the pawns this way. And black just got this right. King c7 here. Very important move. And after king d5, king d7, very important opposition.
Yeah, opposition. You're you're probably very well grounded on this concept. Yeah. Do you have some kind of a course on the pawn and games?
No. I have recorded several courses, and all of them are connected to king side sacrifices to damage the king. So
Okay.
first we are starting with checkmate, and if not checkmate, if the opponent escapes, then we can record pawn and king cards.
So you capture pawns only on this stream, yeah? At other places you sacrifice them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a draw. They made a draw finally. And Christopher is losing this one, yes?
Oh yeah,
Probably
it's all
losing this
losing.
one. Oh yeah, there's also the Abhimanyu against Vaishali game, which we did not cover, but Vaishali just lost against Abhimanyu. So that keeps two games going. One is the Christopher against Sokolowski, which is completely lost for white. Although he has an extra pawn, the black bishop will be able to comfortably control it, and the pawns will be captured. And yeah, I think f6 wins here. h6, bishop d. Yeah, bishop d1 also makes sense. Making the forcing the king to move and then trying to put your own king on the dark squares. Maybe it's yeah. So king f4, g5, and bishop c2.
Recently, I had the position with knight and a pawn against 2 pawns, and it was draw. I tried so hard, but it was draw. But with bishop, I think it's possible to win because my knight was so clumsy to move around as king was chasing, and bishop is more free to be quite active.
Right.
King g4 and bishop e6 very important check there. King g4, if king tries to get on f5, and bishop e6 just avoids king f5.
Yeah. But
yeah, it's
this is
also
not what the game. In the game, black won by a different way. He just chose to keep his king close and his bishops closer. Opposite actually, his bishop close and his king closer. Yeah, so this is winning for
yeah, and bishop f5
Gali.
here.
Although
bishop e4.
He's a bit kind. He likes to give his opponent time.
He's a bit confused. Bishop f5. Yeah, come on.
Yeah. He wants to gain some time.
Yeah, this game will end soon. Another game, Letting Li and Mamazada was very interesting one, but it's gonna end
that's
soon.
also going on. With so many queens on the board. Just don't play king g7 now, yeah?
g7, there was a checkmate or what? Queen h7. Nice.
What? This became a draw? Queen h8, king g2, queen a8, king g1, queen a7. How is this a draw?
King h2.
Oh, queen a8 check was a mistake. You had to play queen b2 check. This is a draw. And this is also a draw, apparently. How is this a draw? Black has 3 pawns more.
Why not king h2 there?
Yeah, king h2, queen h8 check, yeah? Or you mean after queen a7?
No, queen a7. Yeah.
Yeah. This would have won, yeah. This would have won, but I think she missed it, and now it's back to being a draw again. But these questions are ridiculously hard to... maybe it's... Yeah, you have to keep finding the right checks. Not easy when you have only 20 seconds. And you have options.
I think it's not winning anymore.
Yeah, it's not winning anymore, but it's not so easy, yeah?
Yeah, true. But now look at this position. King cannot get on f3 because it loses a queen, and king cannot go anywhere else because it's going to lose g3 pawn. So seems like white just got it.
Yeah, I think it's... Yeah, they made a draw. And it's a draw by 3 times repetition. And there's one final game going on. That is the game of the leader, Vincent came up. He leads this tournament by half a point, but has played 1 game lesser than Prague. So he looks set to extend his lead because white cannot lose here. Oh, wait. Rook into g4 is an option. He can lose if you play a7. But white has bishop d5 check. Yeah. So Hou Yifan does not fall for this. She plays rook e3, bishop d5, king e7. And now white really cannot win this one. Yeah, rook a4 and bishop e2, I guess.
Rook
Rook e4.
a2.
Yeah, also rook a2. Yeah, white really cannot win this. It's probably going to be a draw.
Yeah.
So if this is a draw, then the next game, the next round, Prag does not play. He has a bye. And Vincent plays black against the Ali Sokolowski, who actually won a very nice game against Christopher Yu, one of the top scorers in this tournament. So the tournament is still on. If Yali can score an upset in the next round, then Prag could be potentially in with a chance. But okay, for that to happen, Vincent has to lose his last two games, and one of them with the white pieces, and Prag has to win his last game. It's really really thin chances. It's theoretically possible, but I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, but imagine if Prague just managed to win or draw that game, he could have 11 or 11 and a half point, and he had really really good chances.
Yeah, true. He just had to, I think, he had to regulate his risk a bit better, which seems to have been a recent phenomenon in his games. He's just taking too many risks, and his opponents are playing well. I mean, his opponents are good players in any case. He plays against the top juniors. Now I see a lot of I see a few comments in the chat about Prag's strength, but you really cannot make sweeping judgments based on one or two tournaments. Prag is just 16 years old. He's changing very constantly. He's constantly growing and improving, and you can't have superhuman expectations of these juniors all the time. It is always the graph is never completely linear. Yeah, it's not like one slope. It's always like you have a climb and you have a small fall and so on. We have the standings on the screen.
And actually he started really 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 good, and we all expected the end with by him winning the tournament. But right now, Vincent Kmar is also doing fantastic. He lost only 2 games and made 1 draw just in the previous one. And then he managed to win 12 games. So that's quite impressive. And we don't have much of the changes, right? It's like all these top 3 players, they are going forwards. And they are fighting.
Although Liang Avenda seems to have caught up a bit. He has 9 out of 14. And I think it's also pertinent to mention that Christopher, he's done spectacularly well. He defeated both Prag and Vincent. But he was a bit unlucky that in one of the games he lost against Aditya, he actually mouse slipped in a better position. And if he had won that game, I think it would have been completely different, because then he would have been the one leading, Vincent would have been the one chasing, and that would have created pressure at a completely different way. But Christopher had to play catch up, losing that important point. A tournament like this, that makes an enormous difference. It creates a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that's right. The next game will start in about 5 minutes. Sure, I will take very small break to get my tea, and I'll come back with more energy.
Sure. Take your time, Keti. All right, chat. So once again stuck with me. I hope. So I'm suddenly out of words on what I should be saying, but it's a good thing that I didn't say something ridiculous and incorrect. But next 5 minutes, feel free to throw any questions at me, anything that you want answered. A question which has been often repeated: why is Nihal not playing here? Nihal is playing in the Sigeman and Co tournament, where actually Vincent Kamer is also participating. But Vincent is from Germany, so he might as well swim to Sweden. Europe is like the size of a playground. So since he lives in Europe, he can take a 2-hour flight and go to Sweden tomorrow after this tournament ends today. Nihal cannot afford that luxury because he plays this tournament and then he flies all the way from Thrissur to Malmo in Sweden. That's going to take like what, 2 weeks. So for this reason, Nihal had to go there early. He's already there in Sweden and he's playing in Sigeman and Co, where Nihal is playing. Vincent is playing. Then Baer from Denmark. He's also part of the Challenger Chess too. And Jordan Van Forest, Netherlands top player apart from Anish Giri. So Netherlands number 2. Then Etienne Bacro from France. Etienne Bacro from France. And who else is playing? Nigel Short is playing after a really long time. Anatoly Karpov was supposed to play in this event, but he had to withdraw because of the pandemic. So he's not playing this one, but instead we have Nigel Short, one legend replacing another. And Harika was supposed to play in this tournament, but she did not play because it clashes with the World Teams Chess Championship in Sitges in Spain, where the Indian team is back playing from almost the same date as the Sigeman and Co. And India cannot field Konero Humpy because of vaccine regulations. She had taken Covaxin, which is not recognized, and she had to do a 10-day quarantine, which was not possible. The online Olympiad ending so late. So India has a team with Harika at the top, Vaishali is also playing there, Tanya is playing there, Bhakti is playing there, and Marianne Gomes. So this is the Indian team for the world teams. And the Sigeman and Co tournament, it's Jordan Van Forest, Niels Grandelius, Gawain Jones. Niels from Sweden, Sweden's top player. Gawain Jones, one of UK's finest. And Nigel Short, the legend. He was a world championship challenger. He played against Gary Kasparov in 1993 for the world championship match, and has won the Commonwealth Championship many times in India. And Etienne Bacro, Nihal Sarin, Vincent Kamer, and Jonas Baer. These are the 8 players who will take part in the Sigeman and Co tournament. What happens to the winners of each of these challenges? The winner takes part in the first tournament of the MasterCard Champion Chess Tour. This got just announced, and I learned to transition from Meltwater Champion Chess Tour to MasterCard Champion Chess Tour just today. But again, it's a very easy transition. As I earlier explained, MasterCard, it goes by the tagline. There are some things that money can buy, but for everything else, there's MasterCard. And the Champion Chess Tour, it does give these invaluable experiences to so many of the juniors, so many of the Indian juniors. Meltwater is, of course, still a sponsor, but MasterCard is the tour partner for the next season. And yeah, I think it's a fantastic combination. And I think also a big shout out to the Play Magnus group for bringing in so many good things for chess, so much money for the players, so much opportunities for the players. And it's probably the top esport event for chess across the world. Keti, you're back?
Yeah, I'm back. And the games will start, I think, in a second. As we have seen, players already are getting ready. And they seem to be very focused. And what do you think? They are like just relaxing between the rounds, or they are taking look at the preparation?
It depends on whom you're asking about. If it was AD, then
Okay, we
he
know
watches
what AD
animes.
does.
You know that?
Yes.
Yeah, so it wildly varies from player to player, yes. Like AD likes to watch animes, and Tetslav, as you mentioned, he is playing with his pillows.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it really depends. What would you do in between?
When I was playing the online competition, I was just getting rest, just going at the balcony and taking rest. And I had one tie breaks, which ended almost very close to the Armageddon. And it was, oh my God, it was so long. I was winning with white pieces and I was losing with, I was winning with black pieces and I was losing with white. So it was really strange, and we played a lot of games. And then after some time, I started to panic, and I just need fresh air. I needed just to walk a bit rather than.
I know. I also had that claustrophobic feeling, when I played the online events. So much stress, so much tension, so little space. I did the exact same thing.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, there was like, oh, the games had started. We have to come back at some point to the chess team. There was like one situation when I was online chess and everybody were in this same Zoom call with two cameras, and my side window, um, the sun comes from the side and it's really bright, and I couldn't fix it. And at some point, if I want to fix it, I have to stand on the sofa to reach it. And during the game, I just did it really fast. And one of our guys saw that and they were like dying to see it and they were laughing. But when you are playing the tournament, you just lose this feeling that you are watched or recorded. So you just don't feel this like, and it feels different when you play online and when playing over the board chess.
Yeah, absolutely true. And these days, I feel like I'm on camera all the time. Even when I'm sleeping and I'm waking up. When I'm sleeping, I dream of being. I dream of either being on a stream or being on video.
Yeah, tough life. All right, what's happening in this round? The interesting matches. Kemar is playing against Sokolovsky. And by the win, is he guarantees himself first place or not, Sri?
By a draw or a win?
By a win.
By a win, yes. I think he's assured of the first place. If Vincent wins this game against Sokolowski, then for sure he's going to be the first place. But the opening that he has chosen, this Caro-Kann position, it's a very solid position for Black, but it's not something from which it's easy to win against. Mm-hmm. And for Prague to catch up with Vincent has to lose the last two games, which I think is it's just not going to happen.
Yeah. And also very important is you need to lose your opponent to lose, but you have to win also your own games, right? And Prague just lost the previous one and he's losing chances more and
exactly.
more.
This happens a lot, when you're playing these tournaments with the others chasing. Quite often you're thinking about the opponent. You assume that your opponent is going to win all the games. You assume that you have to win all your games because your opponents are going to win these games. But the best strategy in these types of situations, forget about who is on what points, just focus on your game. And this is easy to say, it's not easy to practice, but it is something you start practicing when you're constantly in the lead in tournaments. You learn these things from experience, and everyone faces the pressure, so no one is going to be able to win 100 out of 100 games in these type of situations all the time. Everyone makes mistakes under pressure.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I think it's a pretty solid position for Black here, but White has some White has some slight edge. Meanwhile, I see something very interesting going on in the Aditya Mittal game against Balaji Dagupati. He seems to have. It started with the knight off, and in the knight off, it was queen e2 this time. Queen e2, e5, knight f5, d5, bishop g5, d4, and now long castle, knight c6, f4, breaking the center, undermining the d4 pawn, queen a5, takes, knight d5, and now bishop into f5. What is going on, Katie?
I have no idea. Like, what is happening here? So many pieces are hanging. Why just sacrificed a piece, right? But there is knight c5, knight c7 now that black has to be aware of. But can we just capture the queen and then castle on the long side? And oh, there's okay, yeah, there is.
Yeah, it kind of what happened, except that he has improved his
It's
pawn
even
structure
better.
here. Yeah. But white has this light square blockade, and I think Balaji is also happy with the position that he has got. What do you think? I think white also doesn't mind this position, yeah?
Yeah, it's double-edged position. White has control over light squares, and the pawns are blocked. And black has also risk-free position here. This is the dream you can you can think when you are playing Sicilian, right? But to be honest, I prefer to play here with black because there is risk-free position. Pawns are very good in the center. Um, and the knight can be kicked out from this f6 square, and then rook comes on g file, attack the pawn on g2, and then h4, h5, h5, h4, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like white's position a bit better. But yeah, I think what you're saying is true. It's approximately balanced.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this 97 move. Like, what happens after bishop d3?
I think he wants to play h5 now.
All right. A bishop h6 and bishop g5, maybe. To kick
Yeah,
out
that's
this
one
knight.
plan. Yeah.
Hmm.
And also the knight at on someday it dreams of going on to e3. So these are the pros of the Moon Knight e7.
All right. Makes sense.
Yeah. So knight
Somehow,
e7.
like Vincent plays so good this tournament that all the tension that we had before, like even the last round, somehow it's gone, right? And also Prague is not playing it right now, and it feels strange. It feels strange.
Yeah, true. It feels strange. But that's always the case with these challenges chess tournaments. I think it's usually one kid who kind of, just runs away with the tournament. And it has been Prague for, I think, at least two of these tournaments. And it was Gukesh in one of these tournaments. He got a chance to play in the June iteration of the Meltwater Champion Chess Tour, the Gold Money Asian Rapid, where so many Indians played. And Prag made his debut in the Champion Chess Tour by winning I think, the very first tournament. Then Gukesh won the next one. Then Liang Avenda. He won the tournament and he also spoiled Vidit's party. Do you know that game, Katie?
No,
Oh, you haven't seen it.
no.
Oh, you haven't seen it. Oh, I'll put that game on the break. The break
Okay,
after this round.
okay, sounds
I'll
good.
Yeah. That was like tragic for Vidit. With its story with the champion chess tour, it's a tragic story by itself. But this was like taking it to the next level. The word adding insult to the injury. It's very appropriate to describe that game. And I don't know
Okay,
why I sound so happy to
I
narrate that.
can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see
But that's what Vidit has made me.
it. Yeah.
That's the monster that Vidit has created with his constant bullying. Can you blame me?
No, never.
It's appropriate, yeah? It's an
Never,
appropriate
never, never.
response.
Okay, do you still like White's position here?
Um, yeah, I think I don't mind it. Bishop g2, bishop e4, and maybe some h4, g5.
Oh, come on. Bishop f4, f6. There's not any g5.
Yeah, I think it's just an equal position. No, I have light squares, you have dark squares, and
yeah. Gonna be a long game, but indeed it will be just h6 to stop this pawn. I
okay,
didn't
you
really
take with the
stop
h
it.
pawn.
Yeah, I did. And rook h6
No,
now.
this is ridiculous. Yeah. This is how you lose. Yeah, you can't play g5. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a draw. So I think we can move on to one of the other games. How's the Vaishali Leon game going on? I think this is also pretty dry so far. Yeah,
You
Vaishali
can
going
see
for this.
Sokolovsky and Kramer game. It's very interesting there, and the computer gives big advantage to White.
Yeah, this is more interesting. And Sokolovsky, he had scored how many points? He had scored 3.5 out of his first 13 games. And then he faces Christopher Yu. He defeats him, moves on to 4.5 out of 14, beats one of the top three guys. And now he's playing against Vincent Kamer, who uh, who is the leader and who has been the best player so far in this tournament. And he has a better position against him as well. So this is exactly what we are talking about. Yeah. In these types of tournaments, anyone can beat anyone.
Yeah, true. And the position here is quite tough for Black, right? H4, G3 is the next move. And white pieces are so active, and Black is pushing the pawns, and this just, yeah, look at this bishop on G7 being so bad.
Indeed. Vincent still has a bit of work to do. If he doesn't win this game, then Christopher is breathing down his neck. So there's going to be added pressure, and I think we are going to see it going right down the wire, the finish. But once again, a word about Prag's strategy in this tournament. He probably, if he had, regulated his risk a bit better and managed it a bit better, it feels like I'm going on a mutual fund ad, an investment ad, constantly talking about risk regulation. But if he had taken a couple of draws in the games that he had lost, and he had lost those games basically by himself, he took crazy amount of risk, which was completely unwarranted. It was not even as if he had to catch up the leaders or something. He was the one who had more score. If he had regulated it a bit better, I think he would be leading right now. He would be in the joint lead. So these are things you learn from experience growing up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Like it will be just like that. Like older you're getting, the things are getting more scary, and you're not risking that much. We were talking about this yesterday. So he has this
Yeah.
phase in at this age. He's doing he wants to try a lot of things, and he wants to risk. And this did not work at this time. Some other times it might work. So he will find his way out of it. And that's for sure.
Yeah. When you're younger, you can't think of so many situations and possibilities where things can go wrong. But as you get older, these kind of experiences, it teaches you how things can go wrong, and you just learn from it and learn to manage things better. I think this knight d3 was not a great move though, because he probably had to go knight f3, yeah, because this allows us knight d3 e5, and you got to be quite careful now to not blend or anything. But I still like this position a bit more for white.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this 93 he allows to trade more pieces, and maybe that's why it reduced the advantage of white. But still, the bishop on g7 will remain here for a long period, and white will have pleasant position. Very interesting things are happening in the game of Lei Tingli and Christopher Yu. Christopher is one of the leaders, but he's struggling against Lei Tingli, and Lei is a tough opponent. Like if you allow her to have a very good advantage, she can convert it.
Absolutely, she's a grandmaster, and that title doesn't come easy. I can assure you that.
Yeah, she's actually more rated than Christopher Yu and higher title than Christopher. So she is the leader of this match, favorite of this match. And also in the tournament, she's doing quite well. Let me check how many points she has. She started to win so many games. She has 7.5 for now.
Yeah, true. She has more points than Vaishali. I think it's a clash between her and Vaishali on who scores most points among the girls. And Vaishali was leading till yesterday, but now it seems like Lei is getting back her
6.5 now, and Lei Tingli has 7.5.
Yeah, but I think it's still very impressive considering that this is Vaishali's first tournament in the Challengers Chess Tour. She's playing for the first time here. Both Aditya Mittal and Vaishali, they are playing here for the first time. And here Lei is clearly better. Moving on to the Aditya game, he seems to be so we left here saying that it's probably going to be a draw and equal, yes, but now it's looks like he has made some real progress. He has his passes on the center, and he has to just move this bishop and start moving these pawns. White's pawns are stuck here, just like you told, the pawns on h6 and f6. Do you think black is inching towards a victory here?
I always like this position for black, but the thing is that maybe white will not feel that it's getting worse for him and he will lose the game. Like, I think for now, he can still hold the position because it's opposite color bishop and there's like still not such weaknesses. But if white is not careful, there can be some unpleasant situation.
Yeah, here I think something like b5 is very strong actually.
I like b5.
The point being that if you play b4 yourself, then I want to take on c4 with my rook. Oh. And my pawn flanks just got so much. It got a power up.
Yeah, I like this. Yeah, I like this.
And if you don't do it, then the opening up of the c file, I think it's more useful for black. Some potential threats. Oh yeah, he has played b5 and white responds with b3. So now bring this rook to c7 maybe. Withdraw the bishop and start pushing these pawns. There's multiple. I think this is just losing for white. Also, I'm emboldened to make that evaluation because the live bar agrees with it. It's more like me agreeing with the live bar, but sure, I mean.
Yeah. I told you it's better for black, and you never you never trust me.
I always trust you. Except in b3 related things.
I'm not bringing
where your friendship seems to cloud your judgment.
That's true. What do you think about e4 move? Was that good time because it doesn't allow king to come on d3 and to block this? Like if king comes on d3 and king comes on e4, then white might have no worries at all. But now after e4, bishop cannot attack this pawn as it's pinned, and king can't get closer, and now black can start king c7, king d6, king e5, king f4 even if needed. That's a beautiful road for a king.
Yes. I think it's e4 was an important move and well timed, and so far it's been a perfect game by Aditya. He's been flawless. Next he can go rook. I was thinking rook e8. He goes rook e5, and the bishop moves back and the pawns start rolling. Also develop this rook at some point. White really has no counterplay. That is his problem. So Aditya FTW. And What are the other games that are other interesting games that are going on? Maybe let's check back how Vincent is doing.
Yeah, let's do it. If we have some changes.
Yeah, the question has got pretty complex. White has won how many pawns? White has won 1 pawn, but White's piece coordination has gone a bit off.
Yeah,
And
like king side, like if we cut the board in half, the king side never moved from the point we have seen, and the queen side is just so mixed and so complex here.
yeah,
That's really, really
I
interesting.
think we left around this point, and this
Yeah.
d6 move was quite strong. He gives up the d pawn and wins the a pawn because black cannot take this because of rook into d6. And then he also wins the b7 pawn. So he has basically got a sell one buy two scheme. And queen b6. Uh, it feels a bit dangerous because all the pieces are on the queen side. So if black can try and stir up something on the king side, there would be no pieces to defend on the king side. But on the other hand, black has no apparent way to achieve this, no apparent way to generate this.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I think white has really good chances. Like, for instance, if bishop comes back on c3 and then a5, a6, a7, how this pawn will be stopped.
Yeah. This is one way of doing things. True. So how will you generate counterplay as black, Katie? I'm asking you because checkmating the king, attacking the king, it's your department.
that's that's why I have seen so many games and ideas. That's why I have been, improved my tactical vision, and that's what Vidit was complaining the other day. It's not me, just I have seen a lot recently, but in here it's so hard. It's so hard to find any counterplay for.
Okay, if it is hard for you, I think it's really hard because I mean, if
Because
you are not able to visualize a checkmate,
if there is a dark square bishop active, we can do something. But with light square bishop doesn't
he
have
heard
any.
you. He heard you.
Okay, now bishop c3. And I'm scared
Okay.
that white will promote sooner. a5.
Um,
And queen takes the pawn.
oh, greedy Katie.
Yeah.
Greedy Katie is back.
I don't know, queen queen b5.
Yeah, it's he just took the pawn. He's greedier than you. Queen into c6, rook e6, and now just queen b5. And maybe just knight d8, trade off those queens. And
This is even better.
it seems difficult for Vincent to get back into this.
Wow, amazing. And this is the situation when the player who was leading the competition is losing against the player who was struggling for 3 days in a row in this competition, and still he's at the last positions with 4.5 points, one of the last positions.
Yeah. Anything can happen. I mean, it's an anything can happen Tuesday today. And
Yeah.
That's the reason why Vincent played rook e5, trying to keep the queen and his hopes alive in the game. But after king g7, there should be some way to force things. Yeah, knight d6. Would you play? Yeah, bishop c3 is also not a bad move. Unless white makes a huge blunder, several of which I've done in a span of my career. So it is still possible. But unless that happens, there is really no hope for Vincent here, which means Prag keeps his chance alive for the last round.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just check who they are playing in the last round. Prague is playing against Garifilina, and Vincent
Prag
is
has the
playing
white
against
pieces,
Leighton
yeah.
Lee. They are playing against ladies.
Yes, they're playing against the ladies, and
Yeah.
yeah, I just realized, even if Vincent loses and Prug wins, I don't think he's catching up with him because the tiebreak, as I remember, is the direct encounter.
Okay,
And
that Vincent wins, right?
yeah, so Prag has lost against both Christopher and Vincent, the two people that he can catch up with. So there's really no chance for Prag to, even mathematically, even theoretically, there's no way that Prag catches up with. He can catch up, but he cannot win this tournament. And since he cannot win this tournament, he cannot qualify to the first tournament of the Champion Chess Tour next season. But it's not all over because there is the final of the Challengers Chess Tour next month, October 14 to 17. And the winner of the final, they get an invitation to be a part of the season 2 of the Champion Chess Tour. So a lot at stake in the final there.
Yeah.
Here they're both down to 10 seconds, but is there some knight h3 check? Can I try? Yeah, bishop at f2, maybe just king f1. Yeah, that's what he does.
Wow, that's White is getting greedy. Was that really necessary to give this chance?
But what would you play? King h1?
I mean, that's my point.
Oh, look at what's happening. Bishop b6 check. He missed bishop b6 check. He missed bishop b6 check.
What?
Yeah, he just missed bishop b6 check. Knight e6, he had to give a queen e7 check, put the queen on a light square before taking it. He missed it, and now he's just collapsing. He's losing the pawn as well.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
It has turned around. It has turned around, and with this
Shui
win,
also
wins.
in the game of Leighton Lee and Christopher Yu, everything just collapsed there for White. And Christopher Yu is winning this
Checkmating,
right after
yeah.
G3. Oh my god.
Yeah, it has turned around. It's not about how you start, but it's about how you finish. And these two guys have done it like champions. And if Vincent wins this, then he wins the tournament. There is no question. He'll be leading by 1.5 points. Even Christopher Yu cannot catch up with him. He
Yeah.
will have only 11, and Vincent
Yeah.
will have 12.5. So I think this is already a championship point for Vincent. And now he's winning the knight on e4 as well. Sokolowski completely collapsed. He went on a tilt. He blundered his queen, and then it set off a domino effect. He kept blundering one after another, and now he's ended up losing the game, which happens quite a lot. It has happened quite a lot with me as well.
Yeah, it happens to everyone. And look into Vincent, he's calculating 10,000 moves on the board. And this is the chance that he's
And
taking.
he has won it. He has
won
clinched it. Yes, I think he deserves a big round of ovation. Fantastic performance by Vincent. 13 wins overall, a key win against Prague, which changed the direction of the tournament. Till then, he was trailing Prague, but he defeated Prague. So I think Vincent OP and hearts and appreciation for him in
Yeah,
order.
absolutely. And congratulations to him and his supporters. He deserved it. And this competition will be here next year, and it can be a good experience for everyone, for each of these players, and they will learn a lot from here.
Absolutely. They will learn a lot from here. And again, this is not the last opportunity. That is the final of the Challengers Chess Tour, which gives the qualification for uh, the next season of the Champion Chess Tour. And Prague will get an opportunity to play that as well. So it's not end of the road for Prague. It's important learning experience. And all these experiences, it will allow him to evaluate things better. These things, it can only be learned by experience. And your
Yeah.
own personal experience. Someone cannot input these things onto you. So I think it's essential and important part of his life.
Yeah.
Now there's rook e8. Why not rook e8? Take the pawn.
And why not rook c8?
Rook c8 was also possible, I guess.
and then to pin. Then rook b7, rook b3 is possible, but still.
Okay. Yeah, I just need to pick a call. Can you hold the commentary for a minute?
Sure. Although this is not the current position, and this game is now in the end game. Yeah, this is the current position, and the question is here to you guys: is Black going to win or not? Black has an extra pawn, very active knight, against very passive bishop, and the question is if Black is going to win. Although there are not enough pieces on the board.
Yeah, I'm actually back. I didn't really have to pick up the call. It turns out. But it was an actual call, Katie, not like the previous time.
Previous time. Ooh,
You
nice.
remember that one? Oh, this is a draw.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh,
that.
no, it's not.
King
That's
f6.
King f6.
Nice.
But King h6 is, I think, cleaner. And yeah, he's just going to roll this g pawn. Yeah, this is completely winning. The knight on d4 is dominant against the bishop, which cannot control the dark squares. Yeah, then this knight gets transferred to f4 and king h4, and yeah, the pawn just rolls forward. So this is going to be a win for Leon, who moves further up the standings. He will go to 9 points out of 15, and he will be on the 5th place. A very creditable performance. He struggled quite a bit in his initial. What is Abhimanyu Mishra doing, by the way? He's down by queen and he's still making moves. What was he was just. He seems to have been really upset at this point. He kept playing on and on and on, and finally resigned at this point.
Yeah, you just need some time to, accept that you lost when you play online.
Yeah, there is a lag between the event and your emotion accepting it.
Yeah, that's well said. That's well said.
But why are you laughing so much? I mean, it's not even that funny.
It's true. It's true. You need some time, and it's slow process. Okay, yeah. First you were like, you were saying the moves before the chat, so you killed this skills of mine, and now you will kill my sense of humor as well, the understanding of the humor, and the next you'll be just alone with your jokes. Just little warning here.
Well, Keti, you ignore half of my jokes in any case.
Because I don't hear it. That's the thing.
That's your excuse.
Yeah, that's how Black managed this while we're arguing here is see how Black is winning again. This is so interesting.
Is it though?
I think yes, like starting with g3 or e3, both possible, and then knight can move around and give a check. Or maybe it's even better to start with king. No. For instance, e3 or g3.
Yeah, e3 and now just knight f3 and knight d4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everything wins here. Everything wins.
Yeah, knight d4, then king d3, and e2, king d3. I think it's winning.
For some reason, yeah, now g3, yeah. But Leon wants to take it slow. He wants to do it slow and steady. He doesn't want to push the pawns for whatever reason. I think he's just enjoying himself.
Yeah.
And but when I play online chess, I want to try and win, as quick as possible in case there's a disconnection.
Just e3, push e3.
Bishop a6, king f3.
King f2.
Yeah. At some point, you have to be decisive. And
Now e2, you can take that pawn.
you can't.
You can't,
Because,
king e3
yeah.
loses. So if you can take, if king e1, then king e3 loses. And if king f2, then g3 loses. And we have e2 on the board.
Yeah. King e1, king e3, and finally Vaishali resigns. This has not been a good day for Vaishali today. She has lost, I think, all her points.
Yeah, not easy day for her, for sure. And she was one of the leaders, female leaders, yes, for 2 days. And now Leighton just overtook her.
Yeah.
Oh
But
no,
I think
she
it's still
lost
been
3
a,
days, three games in a row today.
yeah.
Kemar, Mishra, and Leon, he lost against today, and the last round he will play against Aditya. She'll play against Aditya. Wow, that was a tough one. This is the entry of the round.
Yeah, this is the end of the round. And,
okay, where is the video?
Which no, not the video. The Vidit game, yeah.
Yeah.
It was almost as if you're waiting for that. You're like pouncing. You just pounced on it.
was waiting.
Okay, let me just put that position. Like I'll just set up the position because there's really not a lot of pieces, and let me just get that position. So Vidit, he was on 6 points out of 13 games, and to qualify, he needed 8 out of 15. So he was playing against Liang with the black pieces. This was the setting, and he had to win against Liang. It was his only chance. It started. The game was pretty interesting. There were a lot of mutual mistakes, and then it finally went down towards a queen endgame, which was objectively a draw till a certain point, but Vidit always kept his chances alive, and the game went on and on and on and on, and it was the 106th move. It was at this point where I hope I put the position right, or is it reverse? I think I'll do a smarter thing.
I know this. I have seen it. It was so freaking annoying move was making draw, right? With a king.
We'll let the chat figure that out. Yeah, so
Yeah,
here
okay.
Vidit played.
I think Chad knows it for sure.
Yeah, chat knows it for sure, but let's test their memory. So Vidit started with h3 check. Good move. If king into h3, queen f5 check, this pawn in game is winning. So white played queen into h3, and here Vidit thought queen g4 check was winning because if you take the queen, then after king into g4, king f2, king f4, this is just winning. But white plays queen g3, and here Vidit played king f5, and he thought it's game over because next, if king f2, there's queen g3, king g3, and king e4. But here, Liang came up with an astonishing move, which none of us saw. There was me, Hari Krishna, and Abhijit Gupta in our stream, and there were also other streams with very strong grandmasters, and none of them saw it. Yes, the chat knows it.
Chad knows it by heart.
Yes, the chat completely knows it.
Yeah, I shared this for a game too.
Yes. So what is the winning move for black here? What was the, if Vidit had seen this, what move would he have played?
It's still winning?
Yes, it's still winning. There is a move which wins here.
So king f5 is draw immediately.
Yeah, king f5 is draw.
King h5?
Yes, King Hy and now King H1.
Yeah, and now
You can answer it. You can answer it.
yeah.
Don't be afraid.
Queen H4.
Yes, Queen H4, King G2, and now takes and
Taking King
King
G5.
G5. Yeah, this was
Opposition.
winning. Yeah. This was a fun endgame. This was a fun and very instructive endgame. And you see, Katie, I'm slowly starting to retrain you in being able to express your moves.
Go on, you're like, go ahead, Keti. Do it. There is one scene in Friends, as I think most of us has seen the Friends, this series, when I think Chandler is sad and Phoebe Botts brings a dog who is the happiest dog. And in the end, the dog becomes so sad. That's what you have done to me. So
uh,
you took all my skills of saying the moves in a second. Now I'm saying it in 1 minute.
we'll get that back. We'll get that back, and then
And it's straight. Yeah.
someday we'll get that back. So, what do you think about the sub battle tomorrow? Who do you think is going to win between us?
Of course, crocodiles. What's the question? What do you think?
I think it's of course going to be us.
Well, I doubt that, but okay.
So to the chat who does not know, there's going to be a sub battle tomorrow at the same time, 7:30 Indian time, 4 o'clock in Katie's time, the European time. And feel free to tune in and watch us crush Katie's subs.
Yeah, sure. I'll vote for you, Sri, right now in the poll.
Oh,
Kidding.
that's
I
gracious.
voted myself.
That is gracious. That was gracious.
Yeah.
By the way, chat, have you seen this question? White to play. Have you guys ever seen this question? No, it's not from the Prague Garifulina game, but have you seen this? And if you have seen this, it's white to play. So, what would you do if you're white here? You know this, right, Katie?
No, I don't know it.
No. So this question is from a game in. Oh,
I got
yes,
it back. It was a test. I know it was a test.
Next
You
clip
just
coming
checked
up.
me if I have the scaled gun or just I'm hiding it. Yeah, what is this position? Is it in game from game or?
Yeah, it's from this game between Zuckertot against Blackburn. Black has just played Black just played this rook to c2 a couple of moves ago. White played a d5 check. Black played e5. And here there's this spectacular move, which the chat seems to be aware of. No, this is not Duda Vidi. It's a classic game. And now White played queen b4.
Yeah.
This was the brilliant move. Queen into b4, and now bishop into e5 check. King into h7, rook h3 check. King g8 would be rook h8 checkmate. So king g6 is the only move. And now rook g3 check, king h7, and rook f7, king h6, bishop f4, king h5, and rook h7 is checkmate. So this is how you give up your queen and win like a boss.
Yeah. Nice one. Wow, your chat is well trained. Okay.
Yes, this is what you're going to face for the sub battle tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna say it. We're gonna say it. This game is very interesting. Pragnananda against Laya Karifilina. And what are your thoughts, Sri, about this game and also what chat thinks?
I think it's going to be a win for Prague. I think he will sign off with a win. It's another night off, which against which Prague has apparently prepared this bishop g5 line, and he already used it to beat Aditya earlier in the day today. So I think he will sign off with a victory. And the other Indian game is between Aditya Mittal against Vaishali, and Leon plays against Zhu Jaina.
Yeah.
No, Ishan is not going to get white tomorrow. He's banned from getting white for the rest of his life
Why?
because he plays some nonsense opening and then ends up losing.
Who?
Drama queen.
Ah. Okay, if there's not a place for the drama queen, there is a plenty of place in my team for drama queens. But you have already lined up your team?
Yes, I have. You?
Okay. Yeah, sure, yeah.
That doesn't look convincing at all.
The thing is that we have sub battle earlier, and everyone will have a chance to play in sub battle that day, in the morning and in the afternoon. So
Okay.
yeah.
Who are you playing against? So you have a training match before the match against
Yeah,
us,
exactly. Huh? So that's why we have this training match. First, we have Anamaya sub battle against Anamaya, and then when we will be well trained, then we'll beat you.
Sure. Dream on. Dream on.
Yeah.
Once again, my Discord, we have never lost a sub battle in the history of my Discord ever since its existence. So
Never asked
we'll
Discord?
see. They have never lost. They've never lost a single sub battle.
Oh, we have lost against you, I think, and against.
Yes, I'm talking about my Discord.
Okay.
I know that you have lost. Yes, we have never lost. And what's going on here? Why is the bar so excited? Knight c5 is a mistake? Maybe just castle? Or is there something stronger? Chat, is there something stronger?
Long castle, right?
Yeah, long castle looks nice, but the computer thinks it's a big advantage. Maybe. Yeah, I think long castle should be good enough, I guess. Queen c7 and now just go f4 and e5 and checkmate. Something has gone seriously wrong for.
Yeah, I think there is something connected with sacrifices, 95, knight f5, or bishop f6 first.
Yeah, it's a tough tournament, 16 rounds, and you can't prepare against everyone.
Yeah, knight d5 3, I think, after queen c7.
Knight d5. But do you think this is so strong?
Okay. And rook e1.
So, Katie, are you also bringing a GM for the sub battle this time?
If you are bringing, I can bring too. I'm not.
I might.
Okay.
I might, or I might not. We'll see tomorrow.
Okay, we might have some limitations then. Yeah, I wanted to get on f5 and now I can't. So maybe we should start from knight f5 stream.
Like, you mean in this position?
Yeah, in that position, even in current position.
But why do you want to sacrifice a piece if you can achieve the same without sacrificing?
All right, yeah, can be.
Like e5 is coming by force, right? I mean, sacrificing is good, but it is better to sacrifice your opponent's pieces.
Always.
If you have that option.
Yeah.
So I like f4.
But can we try knight f5?
Sure.
Because now this pawn is hanging. You have to capture it. I capture it. Bishop b7. Now there is bishop f6. You have to capture it with a pawn. Knight d5. Knight f6 is hanging. King goes and rook e1. And your bishop on e7 is dropped.
You really love this variation, yeah? So I'm not going to even try to defend it.
Yeah, okay.
But not that I see any defense in any case. It looks very strong and powerful. No, here I think black can take bishop into f1. You give up this pawn and just move away.
Yeah, it can be.
Look at what Prag has done, by the way. He's gone b4.
Oh, knight is dropped.
He can go knight a4, takes, and now is there some e5?
Can be.
D takes, there is some
knight e6
hit here. And if you play g5, then e into f6, g into h6, and now knight into e6.
Oh, yes, that's bad. Wow, this is beautiful. Prag seems that he knows very well all these tricks in this opening.
Right. Yeah, b4 is just a killer move. She hits back with b5. She's like, two people can play it. But there's going to be some tactic here, yeah? And now e5 takes. Am I going too fast? I guess I'm going too fast. Yeah, so b5. What would you do here, Keti?
First, we can take knight on c5 and the pawn on d6 and then push e5.
But no, I don't think you should take this because then this bishop gets active. And there's a check. Yeah, but I don't like allowing this bishop out. This can.
Yeah, maybe that's right.
So you have to probably keep, like, you have to probably play c6, bishop c8, and now you might as well even take this pawn, I think. Because look at the black pieces.
But somehow Prag is spending more time than Leia.
Yeah, because Leia's moves are like forged. Yeah, I mean, she's already worse. She doesn't have anything more to lose, and she has to make these only moves. And Prag, on the other hand, he has to calculate what is the best way, and he has more than one attractive option.
Yeah.
So I think this is the reason why he has to do this.
And Prag has many options, right? So he's considering all this. And do you remember yesterday he also sacrificed this g4 pawn against Mishra, and then he missed something. He played really fast and he missed something. So he knows all these tricks, and then at some point he's just playing too fast and he's missing his chances.
Right. Yeah. So queen into c4, queen a5, and how do you continue now? It's just winning here, yeah? Maybe we should look at some other games.
Yeah, we can do.
So I like Vincent's position here, by the way. And I want to show this typical idea in a lot of 1d4 openings, but specifically in the semi-terrace structure. White goes d5 first, forces black to take the pawn, and now goes e5. So he has sacrificed a pawn, but what he has achieved is the uh, deadening of the b7 bishop and a very powerful pawn on e5.
Yeah, I
Queen
like this
e7.
sacrifice a lot.
Yeah. Queen e7, queen f4, knight a6, and it looks like Vincent will finish with a flourish. Yeah. That would be such an amazing performance. 13 and a whole of 16. That would be a performance rating of, I think, close to 2800.
Okay, now I understand why you don't allow Ishan to play in the in the team, because he says that he plays b3. Okay, very good. There is some tension going on in your team. Sure, is it bishop h7 here possible? King comes forward. Maybe.
Let's find it out. It certainly looks tempting for. White to do this, but I'm not sure if it. But it looks like it should. Yeah.
Yeah. There's f6. There is one game, I think. Here, h5. King takes. G4. King goes. Now knight can move somewhere. Oh yeah.
This is checkmate.
I just recorded a video about this checkmate.
So what is this checkmate called?
No. The sacrifice d5 e5. Typical sacrifice. And there's one game. I think it was
Magnus against Anish.
Carlsen, Anish, but they ended in a different way. But there was another even more interesting, and it ended this way: h4, h5.
Also, Nihal won a game against Alexei Sarana in I think similar fashion.
Knight g5 was played.
Yeah, Vincent prefers a more risk-free approach where he doesn't sacrifice anything but just takes material.
Yeah, now knight f6 might be like rook d8, knight f6 takes, and yeah, this is, I think, is still winning.
Yeah, it's such a nice feeling to win games. Such a terrible feeling to lose.
Yeah.
If only you can always win and never lose. If only you can be Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Vincent is crushing this one. How are our Indians doing? Aditya against Vaishali, the Indian derby. And the two debutants in the Challengers Chess Tour, both of them playing for the first time a Challengers Chess Tour event. How is this going? Is this
h6? Can we take that pawn and then rook h5?
Yeah, and bishop g7, and it's equal pawns basically.
Yeah.
But this bishop is a bit restricted. The white pawns on the center look good. So I think some slight winning chances for Aditya.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, meanwhile, Keti, your favorite moves on Prag's board.
I knew it. I knew this was coming. The king is stuck on e8. There should be some moves like that. Knight f5 and knight d5 then later.
Yeah. What happens after e into f5 just to have fun and show?
Yeah, we just take it.
Okay, so you make moves with white, I make moves with black. Okay. King d8.
See.
Yeah.
Oh, so many moves. There is queen f7. There's knight d5. I have to choose one. Hard to choose.
Queen a3 check.
Oh.
Oh no, you're losing this one. Bishop h6 check. Yes.
Okay. Wait. Give me a last chance.
This is like our sub battle.
No, it's not. Wait. I said that we have many moves and you made worse moves. There is your fault. C7. C7 here.
King D7.
Okay, now this is a check, Sri. You can take it with a check. Yeah.
King C6.
Queen C4 back.
King B7.
And you think you can survive?
I'm hoping. Hope is a good thing.
Just simple move like King B2.
Mm. Yeah, this is like our sub battle.
Yeah.
This is a preview of what's going to happen tomorrow.
Okay, you know what? I have to leave you, Sri. I'm leaving you.
Please don't do that.
I'm leaving.
But yeah, I understand, Katie. I understand.
Yeah, I'm sorry I have to do this, not because of Sri. We're gonna meet each other tomorrow, Sri, over the boards. But I have to do now the commentary of Title Tuesday. And
Yeah.
it was really, really nice. And it's hard for me to leave you here for the last round, but duties are calling, so I have to do it. And
Sure.
Thank you, Chad. See you tomorrow. And bye, Sri. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Katie. It was lovely commentating with you always, and see you tomorrow.
Yeah, bye. Bye.
Bye. Okay, we are back. Katie once again broke the Zoom, but we are back. And Prag seems to be winning this one quite comfortably. Yeah, Katie just texted me asking if she broke everything again. That was what I was laughing at. But yeah, apologies about that little technical glitch, but we are back. We'll soon be back with the chessboard, and without which without which actually Sente is right. I can't really commentate without Katie carrying me. So that's the reason why I tried to get off the Zoom call, but the producer forced me back here, and I have to complete it. So chat. Once again, put up with me for the next 20 minutes or so. The round 16 is going to end pretty soon. Prag has only 40 seconds, but he has a completely winning position. There's no way he's going to botch this up. Rook g3, the final exchange. And now queen into h5 and queen into h8 might probably come soon. So this is good. Prag not having the result that he wants, but all that ends well as well. So it's always nice to finish off with a win. And I think that's what Prag is going to accomplish in this game. The other game, Vincent is also completely winning. He's an exchange up. In fact, I'm a bit surprised that he hasn't already finished off and won this game. But yeah, he's going to win this. And Leon Zhuzhana, we haven't seen this game at all. It was a Benko gambit, and he seems to have played the recommendation which I've suggested in my 1d4 course, which is a lifetime repertoire based on Catalan. The idea is to play a4. You start with a4, and then you just put your rook on a3. This is White's defensive setup against the Benko gambit, and it works very powerfully. It's a very, very nice defensive setup. You start with a4, you go rook a3, and yeah, a5. A5 was a nice touch, because rook into a5, and now there's bishop d2. So a cute little tactic, immediately pushing off the knight from b6, a5, knight d7, bishop d2, rook a2, and then this knight comes down to c4, a very cozy square for the knight. The other knight comes to d2, and this rook is set to join on a1, there's a6, and White is just coasting along here. White is just winning. So I think I missed some of the chat in between. What I don't know what mate on d8, but Bristy, in general, when you're commenting about the moves, it would be a lot easier if you put the move number, because if you just write the moves on the chat, then I spend half the time looking for which move you're talking about. What is happening in Prag's game? Why is this game still on? I thought it was over. I think there, but okay, this is still over. He's up by 2 pawns. Classic rule in such endgames: if you're up by 2 pawns, then you're winning. Except if you're Prag himself defending, and then you might have a chance to do a miraculous save. After queen e5, but where is queen e5? See, once again, I have to search for it. It's a lot easier if there is the move number attached. Then I can answer your questions faster. Then there's a game between Aditya and Vaishali, which is likely to head towards a draw. With knight d8, Aditya is attacking both the e6 pawn and the f7 pawn simultaneously, but she can give up one of the pawns, and it's still a draw. There's 1 versus 2. The e6 pawn against the pawns on e4 and d4, it's still a draw. But Vaishali might probably be a bit apprehensive about it. She might not be sure if it's a draw, because she's down to less than 10 seconds. And this can potentially provoke some mistakes. She's under pressure on the clock. And yeah, bishop h2, she shouldn't give up this pawn, because the e6 pawn, it holds a d pawn. This was, now rook into f7 check. She has missed rook into f7 check. And this is sad for Vaishali. She loses 4 games in a row. Aditya takes rook into f7, and knight g5 and knight f3 incoming, and it's game over. So such a sad finish for Vaishali. She has lost 4 out of 4 in today's day, the last day. But again, as I mentioned in a recent interview, every terrible finish, it leads to a beautiful beginning in the next sequence of whatever you do. So it can only get better for her from here. Prag had a similarly bad day yesterday. He scored half out of 4. But learning experiences, and who knows, maybe he will take this learning experience and win the final and be invited to the next season of the Champion Chess Tour, the MasterCard Champion Chess Tour. Am I planning to play any tournaments in the upcoming time? I really want to. So there was this tournament in Bangladesh in September. It started September 19. I really wanted to play that, but responsibilities, I had to process a lot of things back here. Now there might be another tournament in October. If that is happening, then I think I'll just skip everything, prioritize it, and play that tournament, for once, put myself first. And that's the plan. So let's see, fingers crossed. If the tournament is happening, yeah, that's what I would do. To travel to Europe, I'm still not fully vaccinated. I only taken 1 dose. So I think my second dose scheduled for November. And once that happens, I can also spend some time in Europe and play some tournaments. Knight b6, nice touch. And now knight c4 incoming. This b6 pawn, super strong, a very strong passer. So Leon is also set to finish off with a win. This means Aditya has finished off with a win. He scores 9.5 out of 16. A very impressive performance considering that this was his first tournament in the Challengers Chess Tour. And he has finished in the 5th place. Everyone ahead of him, prodigies. Leon, if he wins, Aditya hasn't finished in the 5th place. He's in the 5th place right now. Leon, if he wins, he will overtake Aditya and he will finish at the 5th place. But Aditya will still get 6th place. I think that's still a very creditable performance by him. And Leon would also be happy with his tournament, happy with the way he has finished. Now Queen A4, and I would have played Queen A4 and Queen A7. But yeah, Knight A5, Knight C6, B7. This also works. Leon has won this, so he takes the 5th place. And there are a few games going on. One of the games is Abhimanyu Mishra against Sokolowski. Abhimanyu hasn't had a good tournament so far, but it's a good learning experience for him. He hasn't played a lot of online speed chess. He has played a lot more over the board chess. So maybe it's time for him to go and play a lot of speed chess tournaments. Which reminds me, there's going to be a Bullet Premium Arena tomorrow, the Chess 24 Bullet Premium Arena, and it will be on Anish's channel and also with its YouTube channel. But I'm not entirely sure what time it is. Let me just quickly check what time it is. The Bullet Premium Arena. Yes, it's called the Anish Bullet. It's at 9:30 tomorrow. So you can watch my sub battle with Keti, and then as soon as that gets over, you can eat something quickly and then tune into either Anish or Vidit, or if you can handle both, then one side of the earphone on Anish and the other on Vidit, or watch one on mute, other with audio. There are many options. So feel free to pick whichever floats your boat. This game heading towards a draw. So I guess Abhimanyu will finish this tournament with why am I looking for the Indian flag in the standings? Where is Abhimanyu? I can't find him. Yes. So he'll finish with 7 out of 16, half point more than Vaishali. And the game between Pavel Tetslav against Balaji, probably likely to end in a win for Pavel. He has played well today. He beat Prague. He kind of ended his hopes. And with this win, he will also move to 9.5 points, which means he joins Aditya Mittal on the same score. And in the head-to-head between them, it ended in a draw. So the third tiebreak is the number of wins. And I'm not entirely sure who has had more number of wins, but I think Aditya has made fewer draws. So I think he will stick on to the 6th place, but we'll have a confirmation soon. But in any case, Pavel should be able to win this one unless he blunders with some bishop d5, queen d2 check, which I don't really expect to happen. Yeah, bishop e2, this pawn runs, and it's going to be a win. Meanwhile, I see that Murshin has defeated Gunay Mamadzada in one of the other games that is going on, and it's just these 2 games remaining. Oh, Abhimanyu is winning this one. I don't know how this turned around. He's winning this pawn in game. He has the opposition, f6, king e6, and this pawn is lost. And if the king moves back, king f6, king into just f6 wins here. The f7 pawn is lost either way. So it's just winning, and this is the last game. And I think here even queen into d5 wins, queen into d5, bishop f3, and there's no check. So this would be a pretty finish, and he has done it. Pavel has done it. So that's a nice way to finish off and round up this tournament and end it. Queen into d5, a picturesque position. This was such a fun and interesting tournament to cover. None of the Berlin draws, if you noticed, all the games fighting and all intense and close action. There was, I think, very few dull moments. No AD in the commentary once again. No 1b3 nonsense. So I think it was the perfect tournament. It couldn't have gone better. So that's Vincent Kamer, guys. That's Vincent Kamer. He's the winner of this tournament. Amazing performance. Once again, Kamer OP or Vincent OP, whichever you prefer. Let's spam hearts. Let's show our appreciation. And a final look at the standings. Look at the dominance. He's 2 points ahead of his nearest player, Christopher Yu. And Prague. Christopher in the second place because he had defeated Prague earlier. And it was Christopher who ended Prague's streak. Prague was on 9 out of 9, and Christopher managed to defeat Prague with the black pieces. So amazing performance by all of these players, and especially Vincent Kamer, Christopher Yu, and Prague. They really shined in the tournament. They were at the top throughout. A bit unlucky for the second and third place winners, but Vincent was the deserved winner. Liang Avenda managed to finish in the fourth place. And I think it has been a pretty creditable performance by our Indians. Leon finished fifth, Aditya finished sixth, and Vaishali with a score of 6.5 out of 16. She finished in the 12th place. Her tournament kind of went sour today. She had 6.5 out of 12 and lost the last 4 games. But I think it's still been a fantastic learning experience for her. So it has been lovely doing this broadcast with you guys. Thank you so much for sticking throughout. Once again, do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And yeah, thank you so much for staying through. See you soon. See you in the sub battle tomorrow in my channel and Keti's channel. And see you soon for a host of more exciting tournaments that is coming up. A lot of interesting things coming up the next season as well. The MasterCard Champion Chess Tour. We have an Indian satellite event, which will be a qualification event. So a lot of exciting things to look forward to. And thank you so much. With that, signing off. Bye-bye.